Dad,
Huh.
don't you have Devos to do?
Oh, yeah, wait. I'll be right back.
A few minutes later.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. We've been talking this week about how we are to live. Peter says in 1 Peter how we are to live as aliens, as strangers, as pilgrims in this world. This world is not our home, but we're just simply passing through. As we come to the end of 1 Peter, in the very last chapter of 1 Peter, Peter gives us these instructions in verse 8. He said, "Be of sober spirit, be on the alert. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour." A couple commands that he gives to us there. He says, first of all, be of sober spirit. That means to be self-controlled. Be alert. He says to pay attention to all the things that are happening around you. Don't fall asleep because we have an adversary. That word that Peter uses there is a word that was used in a legal sense when you had a prosecutor and a defender in a court of law. Your adversary was that person who sat on the other side of the courtroom against you. He says we have someone, we have an enemy who in a court of law is trying to accuse us, trying to destroy us. We have an adversary who's like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. That word devour that Peter borrowed was the same word that was used in the Old Testament when the people of Israel went through the Red Sea and the Red Sea closed upon the Egyptians. It devoured them. That's what our enemy is seeking to do to us. He wants to drown us out. He wants to drown out your testimony. He wants to drown out your life. He wants to extinguish your light that you have for Jesus Christ. And that's why Peter tells us at the beginning, be sober, be of sober spirit, be self-controlled, and be alert. Don't fall asleep. Be alert. It would happen just actually a few weeks ago. I was walking to the library here in our town, and I was walking down the street, and somebody had texted me, and I pulled out my phone, and I started texting, and I started to walk across Main Street, and I wasn't paying attention, and a car came down the street, and I heard the brakes squealing, and I looked up, and I almost got run over because I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't alert. And Peter tells us in the same way, as foreigners, as strangers and aliens in this world, he said, be alert. Because we have an enemy who is seeking to run us over. So I'm praying for you, especially during this time, that your faith would remain strong, that you would remain alert, and keep in mind that everything that's happening in the world around us is a spiritual battle. And so I'm praying for you. I'm looking forward to see what God's going to do on the other side of this, and I am excited in the times in which we live.